your PlusoptiX will probably arrive in a beautiful case like this. Now, you've hooked the various cables up from the monitor to the back of the monitor with power to the PlusoptiX itself, a video cable between the two. Now it's time to find your keyboard and your mouse and find the two USB dongles in each one. Now here's the one on the keyboard. Go ahead and flip that one out, Diane. Good. And the USB dongle on the back of the mouse. The battery box on the back of the mouse has a USB dongle. It's a little bit stuck in there. Okay, both of these need to be placed into the USB ports on the back of the PlusoptiX. Turn on the mouse. It's got an on switch, and turn on the USB Bluetooth keyboard right there. Now, with the monitor already turned on, the monitor on right there, now turn on the PlusoptiX itself. There you go. And this screen comes on, and it indicates to you that your PlusoptiX is getting ready to run. Watch the blue bar go across the bottom. The blue bar goes across. You get a quick screen like this. And now you should have function of the mouse. And the keyboard will be ready in just a minute. This is your ready to screen. Let's set it up as if we were going to do an actual screening. So we need to go back to binocular and go ahead and put me in. Uh,
13
03 14 1958. Most of your page has been put in. Diane grabs the handpiece and hides behind that handpiece so that I'm not distracted to look way up at her face, and then starts aiming. This is what she's looking at when she's aiming at me.
Yes.
If you are unhappy with your first image, leave the patient in there, take another look, and if the patient is not looking in the right direction, they're looking all over the place, you need to chase them, and then they finally look at the camera, get the camera lined up, and there's your image. There's your interpretation. Diane, show them where the instruction manual can be found. Just point to where that is. Now, but we'll go over to settings. Settings will help you get ready. This allows you to choose some standard things like whether the glasses prescription is in plus for ophthalmologists or minus cylinder for optometrists, the volume of noise, and your choice of video image. Then you can get ready to set your printer up. We recommend either a label printer or a regular printer. GDT has to do with network, particularly in German. And the referral criteria next is very important. Go ahead and click that, Diane. All right, now you're going to have, potentially your administrator will have a password for that. And the referral criteria allow the screener to do a good balance between we have found that it's easier to detect strabismus by the parent's observation or friend's observation than allowing the PlusoptiX to find small amounts of strabismus in children who have trouble looking exactly at the camera. Therefore, our referral for the corneal reflexes are very high. You also can change your address where you want the screening. So if PlusoptiX is able to determine a refraction and it's above the referral criteria for that patient's age, it will say refer in the screening result here. It may also refer if it is outside of the range, so it might say hyperopia or astigmatism beyond. In addition, if you get a patient who was definitely trying well and looking at the image, but PlusoptiX is unable to get a reading after a period of time, that patient probably should be referred.
Rather than a single patient, there will be a group that you wish to complete over a sequence of time, say in an hour. You can prepare entries by using this patient data entries section.
One of the advantages when you're screening with children who are uncomfortable with the screening or have difficulty with attentiveness, it's important to have your screen that you're looking at and your distance from the patient set up ahead of time so that you don't have to take lots of time looking at the keyboard, looking at the screen, and back and forth. Because the child, go ahead and pick up the handpiece, can look at this and notice there's a sort of a smiley face on that. By about now, you've determined that smiley face is pretty exciting. Now it's not so exciting, and it probably isn't going to hurt you, so it's time now for you to look around the rest of the room. At this point, Diane is pulling her hair out trying to catch you to do the screening. Diane will be looking at the monitor. What is interesting to Diane? The monitor. So I'm the patient, so I'm going to look at the monitor too. So it's ideal to have the monitor in a place where the child cannot be looking at their own image on the monitor. We have it turned so that we can both see it right now. So important to find the right distance and get close to that and not show the child the smiley face until you're actually ready to pull the trigger and screen the child. I'm going to check that instruction manual for someone who wants to learn how to do this. Okay, there's the instruction manual. Tell me about it.
The instruction manual is just like a paper manual, except that it's faster. Where the referral criteria, which has been established already, location. It shows you the distance you are away from the patient, the tilt of the monitor as you see away from the child.
And Diane, what would we have only one complaint with this picture?
The person who is doing the screening is actually distracting from the camera itself. If she were actually hiding almost behind the camera, the child would be looking more likely at the camera.